Yeah, I actually do see your messages now, Cookie. Sorry, YouTube was messed up. Yeah. There should be working now if you want to try again. But, hi, Ghosty. Hi, Yuki. Hi, Cookie. Did something today, Ghosty. Hi, nervous because it's I didn't get to do half the things I wanted to do for this just in the interest of time. But hopefully it's still as good as hopefully it's still entertaining, but I'm soft. Oh, wait. No, sorry. It wasn't that I was soft. It was that the music was really loud. My bad. So the way your volume was set, it probably had... Sorry, now it should. Now it should be better. But thank you. That's the other thing I was going to say. Is that I want feedback, hopefully. Oh, shoot. I just realized I didn't double check the mic before going. Hopefully it works. Okay. Okay. Let's get into it, I guess. Wait, what the frick? Fourth gaming setup? Oh my gosh, I'm jealous. You could have a whole team in various games and just as a LAN. Oh my god, wait, oh, I didn't fix the title. Frick. Wait, hold on, wait, Ro, thank you for pointing that out. Okay, there we go. Title should be fixed. Okay. Over here and it's mirrored, so I got confused. I thought it was broken. But no, we're here. We're good. Okay. It's so creepy, yeah. Yeah, it is a bit. I'm gonna find it a permanent home. I feel like it would be a little less creepy with the hat and glasses on, but I got worried they kept falling off. And it's even kind of creepier because of how it's like messed up. Like it's got like the shoulders and things sticking out, you know. New view. What do you mean new view? Is it okay if you just miss the whole presentation? Well, there's always the VOD, you know? Someone's gonna be in there. Very wide view. You know what's funny? I thought it looked like that also, but I didn't change anything. I think I just have it turned more that way than usual. I think it's just slightly turned that way. But, yeah, I think normally I like you see more of these clothes over here because I turn it so that way that you can't see past the changing screen, so that way you don't see me on that side. But we're kind of locked into this angle right now, so room's bigger than you thought. It's funny, when I had my friend come over the other day, she had never been to my house actually, but we last hung out like a couple years ago. And she came over like a couple weeks ago, and when she came into this room, she was like, "Whoa, I feel like I'm like walking into like I'm looking at a set that I've just seen on like online." Because she hadn't seen that's like coming from the other angle. But yeah, I need to I want to this white thing, like so many things, was always intended to be temporary. It was the rush setup to get like a shadow wall. I want something that's retractable because I hate that you can't see the shoes. I really don't like having this up 24/7. I want a wall that spans the whole distance. That way I can have this kind of view, but it's retractable. But I just haven't done that. I was pretty gung ho on doing it, like because I set that up. Right around when Dress to Impress came out, because I'd been doing IRL dress up on stream, and I would just go off camera. But when I had the shadow wall idea, so that way I could stay on camera, right? But be off camera. But then and I set this up right before Dress to Impress, or right as Dress to Impress was blowing up, and then I stopped doing dress up streams. Somewhat gradually, but until this past like 4 months. Now we've been doing them again, so now it's back on my mind as a thing to do, but it's lower priority, honestly. So you don't see chat. Now you see chat. There you go. Now you see chat. Speaking of, let me fix a couple things here. I may have been working, right up to the last second again. So, also, I don't know if you noticed, I put on new nails. So the cloud nails I got a while ago, since all the other nails had finally fallen off, I was kind of like, wait, now my hands seem boring. But I didn't want to have to go back to a nail salon right away. And I remembered I had these cloud nails, so I put them on. But I tried to go like hard on committing to them. I didn't like normally every time I've put on like the fake nails so far, I just use the like tabs because it's usually just for like a bit, you know, like a stream or a video or something. But I was like, no, I want to commit to them. So I used the like glue that came with it that claims it's just supposed to last like 2 to 4 weeks. And I messed up on one of them and now it's like rough on the outside. Somehow I got some on the outside. But I kind of immediately started to regret putting them on as I was still working because then it became hard to use my keyboard, even though these aren't even that long. Like you can see, they only barely stick past. So I finally put the dots on my keyboard. The dots are not quite as cute as I had thought. They're a little like cloudy, like in a bad way, not a good cute cloudy way. So those are on now. But then also literally right now as I was going to get ready to go live, as you know, I got my monster and very, very immediately like what's the trick here? Like with a different one I tried prying it open, but I don't have that thing with me. So I don't know what the move is. Knuckle? Bad money choices? Oh wait, I just saw the chat decides if you buy the GTR R35. I don't even know what that is. Is that a car? Knuckle? Knuckle doesn't make any sense. Finger as in the skin, not the nails. Honestly, I feel like if they were just a little bit longer, I could actually use the nail as like leverage to open it. But they're like too short to do that and too long to get my finger under there. There we go. I used Aquaphor, otherwise known as nail opener or can opener. Using a fingernail is no. Oh, because if it pops off, it'll hurt. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Is that like a canon event though? Like, does everyone kind of do that at some point? Letters on the board behind me. Yeah. They're honestly those letters I put up like a year ago, and they've just gradually moved. It was from when we were playing Dress to Impress. That was like winners of a competition or something, and they've kind of gradually become jumbled as I've just like ran into the thing. Kill the Enderman. It hurts you lost your real nail once? No shot. Okay, yeah, I'm never trying to use my nail to pry open a can then. I'm just, you know what? I actually always have Aquaphor on me, so now that I know this works, it's okay. I'm good, because I've got some in my purse, I've got some at my desk, I've got some next to my bed. Like, I just recently re-upped, even. I have your finger? Yeah, I believe that. I was able to do the side of my finger like, I tried opening a can when I had the tab of the nails on. Or like the tabs with nails on once. And I was able to do it, I think, with that finger method. But, I don't know. I think this can was just really low. Like, it was, like, really, really close or something. So I couldn't even get a little skin under there. You have A and Z letters you can use as a can opener? Ooh. Oh, and I have a can opener on my keys also. Or, well, it's a bottle opener, but it's got, like, the... I didn't even know it was a can opener. Honestly, I never knew what it was. It's like this little thing, and it's got, like, a little slot where you can slot something in. I never knew what it was, but then at the football games, they have to pop open your alcohol cans before you go to your seat for whatever reason. It's actually really annoying that they do that because that makes it a lot harder to carry, but it's a rule. And so the like cashiers, they have the little like tool to pop it open so that way they're not having to mess up their finger all day opening hundreds of cans. Is that just a pry on it? Okay, well, we'll try again. We'll end up opening another later on, so we'll try again then. But ultimately, it's pretty much time. You know, I've been talking about this presentation for a little bit. I would say this presentation is more similar to the first Baddie the Builder presentation. Now, what I'm really hoping for, fingers crossed, knock on wood, third time's a charm, that we have no audio or delay issues, okay? If when I get in the other room, there's an audio or delay issue, and by delay, I do not mean like stream delay, like your chat message pops up late. I mean like the audio is not synced, or like I'm pressing buttons and nothing's happening, you know. Like, if there's anything like that, let me know. But, hopefully everything tech-wise should be fixed. Because I spent so much time working on that, though, that's why well, that's not the only reason. I also... One small part of this took way longer than... I mean, it took as long as I should have expected it. But I thought I could do it quicker. But yeah. Actually still kind of cut myself off and was just like, okay, whatever. This is what the one we're going with, even though I really desire to work more on it. And I might still before I post it after this, but... The cars in your driveways are worth more than your house? Oh my gosh. Ghosty, are you like an oiler or something? You've got like multiple gaming setups. You just casually gifted 5 subs the other day, which again, thank you. You've got you're considering right now just like on a whim purchasing a GTR, which I think is an expensive car. Right Ocean Oil Fields. And apparently you've got multiple cars worth more than the house. Although there is like a that could just mean you said you're bad with money, so it could just mean that maybe you have like a really crappy house. Like you're like, well, I don't want to give examples of what a crappy house is, then I sound like I'm being judgmental. But whatever. You have a really cheap house, we'll put it that way, not crappy, just a cheap. Yeah, Cookie, that is quite literally playing around, what you're doing. You are very literally playing around, actually. But as you should. Like that's what childhood is for. Honestly, I just think that's what humanity is for. And I think for some reason people decided that as soon as you turn 18, you're not supposed to play around anymore, and you're supposed to, like, I don't know, get a job and hate your life. But I think we should all be silly goose. And that's honestly kind of what the presentation is about. So maybe we should use that as a nice segue to get into it. You know? I'm gonna have to kind of yell for this first part to this mic because the mic, like, I know a cause of audio issues is the wireless mic I use. When I take it too far, it will, like, glitch out. So to avoid that, I'm just gonna yell into this. Let's pause the music and up the gain, so that's hopefully more sensitive a little bit. Get it out of the way over here, and then I'll open chat back up because I had to cover. I'm a little nervous. I don't know if you can tell, but hopefully everything goes well. Also, I love this mini dress. I haven't worn it in forever, for whatever reason. The Scrippa dress. The Scripper dress. You own a GT3 RS. It's pink and white? Wait, that's like our GTA. Ghosty, when you see cherry lemonade in here, you need to repeat this information. I think Cherry appreciates cars. Oh, I feel like I'm having to look down so much because normally I raise up the table, but he's the car guy. Exactly. Hello, Dubai. What's up with Dubai? But hi, Alexis. You're just in time. So, let's get started. As I said, I gotta yell for this first part a little bit. Let me make sure double check I'm recording. We're recording. So, you know the magic carpet, right? Why is this rotating on me? Okay. Can we play DTI? We're doing a presentation right now, unfortunately. So not. So the carpet, along with everything else, I tried to fix. And when I took it to the repairman, to the Baddie, the repair Baddie, who could fix it, she even upgraded it a little bit. Like, we communicate. This is the controls for the carpet. And they gave us an upgrade. The carpet can now summon things to it, assuming it's functioning. You know, it's still new technology, right? So to send us into the presentation, let's just go right on over there. Test, test. Test. Oh, this is embarrassing, but we should be here. Are we here? Hello. Sorry, I had to teleport back. Do we sound good? Does it sound like we're on this? Like if I tap this? Is that good? Yes? Works? Okay, perfect. Let me go back and thank the repair girl real quick, and then we'll get started. Okay, so welcome back to our first castle, which I think we were all thankful to leave behind, because this castle was run by bots, and we wanted a community of humans, right? But just like last time, in the last presentation, I wanted to look back at what we've been through before. Because today, as I talked about before, we're gonna go over the Baddie period, right? And we're gonna explain what that means, where we're going with stream, what's the future of content for us, kind of. But I figured first we should take a trip back. So even the music you should hear right now is our old intro music. This was our old intro screen. The music was actually from Princess Peach Showtime, which was the main game we were playing. Or the main game I was playing, I guess. It wasn't really, at that point, we weren't doing we as gaming yet. It was more of just me. And so that kind of takes us to our first trip back down memory lane. Oh, here we are in Peach's castle. This is the OG, well, I don't know, the new castle from Princess Peach Showtime, which was, to me, kind of a pivotal moment for stream because it was early on. It was the second thing I really played. The first thing was Love Nikki, and we were still doing Love Nikki before and after this for a little bit. But this was a fun phase of the beginning of stream. It was basically where I was just starting to get comfortable, like trying to build outfits on camera and live and learning the process of doing that and having people help along as I try to explore myself. And so this sort of period of live streaming that we were in here at the very beginning, I've kind of retroactively decided was sort of our femboy period. Because the whole... During this whole just like few months of streaming, we were basically just doing dress up. That was the key. I even described myself as a dress up streamer. That was what I like to say. See, because that's what we were doing. This phase was all about me, and we would start with going to play Love Nikki, and then we'd dress up to the outfit on there. Right? Or then we went into Princess Peach Showtime and we mimicked her outfits, you know? And so we did all sorts of things from the ice skaters to the... I always forget my left and right, you know? It's just a baddie thing, I guess. I don't know. But so this was the femboy period, and it was a fun time. I enjoyed it. It was a natural transition from the content I was making pre-recorded into live streaming, because this was essentially just a live version of kind of what I would do pre-recorded. But then things changed when Technico Magnifico informed me of Dress to Impress. That's good to know about Baddie the Builder. I'm glad I'm not the only one who gets this problem. It's just something with the carpet, I think, you know, it's a circle. So like directionally, you know, you could like, there's really is no just left or right. Like it's a circle everywhere you go. But so DTI then took over stream after we, you know, none of these were like solid immediate transitions, but sort of going from the femboy period into DTI is when that's when all of you mostly joined, right? And so it was the first time we started to grow, and I started to have people in stream, I started to have people not just in stream, but I was kind of hosting them in game. You know, we went from just playing in Dress to Impress to actually hosting various shows and challenges and whatnot. So naturally, we kind of retroactively decided to refer to this as the host period, since I was attempting to be the hostess with the mostest, you know? And it was all really thanks to this game, this glorious Dress to Impress. As much as we might complain about it now or something, it is kind of what brought us here. You were here the first DTI stream. Wow, a true DTI host period OG. Alexis, and it was great, but there were a lot of people here, and that was what was so fun about this period is I got to have everyone join me in the game. You know, now it wasn't just me dressing up; it was everyone dressing up, whether it was for the Squid Game or the survival of the stylish or the fishbowl or the what else did we do? We did Fishbowl, Survival of Stylish, or Telephone, or I don't know. I couldn't even keep track of all the games, honestly, because we played so many different. We did so many different mini games throughout this host period. So there's kind of like 3 main periods before this too. So the host period was a fun time, but as my life started to change. I was looking to leave my job, and DTI started to change, and we started to, it became a little repetitive. We wanted to branch out and try new things. And so things kind of pared down a little bit. And that's what takes us into our 3rd period. Look at this sandy beach. Does it look familiar? This is probably the most recent of all the things we've looked at. And that's kind of where this is one of the main places we've been kind of since leaving that host period. But just what's interesting about this is we kind of gradually transitioned away from yeah, we're not gonna step on the fire. Thank you, Yuki. Very good point. Very good point. I'm B on the loading screen. You're right. And I need to be sitting, I think. Or is she sitting in there? Like, this would be B on the loading screen, I think. But so this was a very it has been a very fun game, right? But we left our host period and entered what I have started to describe with a word that if you watch any which I've watched a bajillion, if you watch any videos about how to succeed in live streaming and how to succeed in content creation, it's a dirty word for some reason. Every single video you watch, some of the biggest streamers out there will tell you to avoid this word at all costs. But I feel like it accurately describes the last 6 months or so, because while initially I was hosting a bunch of people in, once we kind of left away from DTI and Roblox, we kind of shrunk a little bit, and we had just the people who would maybe join us in other things, whether it's GTA or VR chat or Minecraft or something else. And so I think what happened is we kind of shrunk down to like a core group of people that we could really play games with and try to entertain with as a core. And so that's why retroactively we have decided this is the friend period. And hey, I'm standing here. What the frick? And so I feel like that kind of encompasses what's happened, because we have played so much together. Like I've played video games more with most of you, with all of you, than I have most of my friends, with a few exceptions. And it's been very fun. I've loved it because we've done all sorts of things, right? GTA has kind of, I think, been the main game the past 6 months, but it certainly wasn't the only one. There were actually, it was a struggle to decide where to represent this period from, because the past couple months we've been kind of pared down into GTA and Minecraft, but over the past 6 months, we did everything from, of course, GTA and Minecraft, but we did Gacha Online. We did I got distracted now. The reactions. Yeah, the pandas came in clutch because I'll be honest, I had hoped to fill the screen with screenshots from both, not just this, but the DTI period to the host period. I'd hoped to fill screenshots of images from whatever, but it takes so long to search for a usable image, then screenshot it, put it into Photoshop, crop out the background, put it into OBS. So I just kind of honestly grabbed the first few I could find that was like a usable. But because the main focus of this presentation today is not just a look back at where we came from, but it's more about where we're going. So, we'll have a reminiscing stream again in the future, and maybe then I can put more effort into pulling back some key moments from the past. But I just wanted to highlight this. So that's the big thing. We've kind of come from it is Carl, rip Carl. We've kind of come from, actually, moment of silence for Carl, please. Pause the music. Oh wait, we don't have that ability. So moment of silence with GTA music. Carl, you will be missed. You'll be missed. Why is there gotcha? That was one of the games we've played. We played a bit this summer. I had originally kind of hoped, I thought I was going to put W place here, but it's just the magic carpet doesn't do good landing on like vertical spots. You know, I got to have a spot we can kind of land. I thought we could float above it, but the floating carpet is what causes some of the issues on stream. So for now, we're just sticking with where we can land stationary. It'll fly. We're just gonna teleport around and land. We'll go back to flying one day. We'll get that figured out. But hey, the Baddie's doing good on fixing things. You know, we got audio going. She was able to fix it live, and she still gave us that fancy new feature of look at this. See, if she hadn't given us the new feature to teleport all these things in around us, what would we have done? See, that's the upgrade. We could teleport to the carpet. We could teleport things from the carpet. But so these are kind of the three periods we've been in so far. And so now we're entering the fourth period. And as you know, that is the Baddie period. And, oh, whoops. That did not go right exactly. The Baddie period. So here we are at in the Slayville. This was kind of our kickoff of the Baddie period, and a lot of things. I've been holding on to a lot of ideas to kind of launch with this. I'd hoped to get all sorts of like stream assets and things ready to go for this period as we enter into it. I don't quite have all those ready yet, but that little animation there was a taste of what's to come. That one's not really done. I hope to replace the cloud image in the background actually, but that's like a transition screen. So that's something new that I hope to start using as we switch between scenes during stuff. Like little things will pop up and help like ease the transition in between different scenes. And we'll have new chat will start to look different. And the camera overlays might start to look different. Things will gradually, but somewhat rapidly also be changing. So loved it. Yeah. So I'm really excited about the chat. You kind of got a sneak peek of the chat, but that was the broken one and it's still broken. I'm struggling. You know, part of it, the problem with it is also like I'm relying on this guy's app, which has proven to be not the most reliable thing, but he's great. So he's a Baddie for real. But so now we're kind of in the meat of it, you know? So there's a bunch of things we're going to go through. Like I said, I'd hoped to get a ton of images. I love doing presentations. My pet peeve with presentations is when you're reading off text. But in the interest of time, I did have to use a lot of text here. But so there's a rough outline here of kind of what we're gonna go over, and it's just occurring to me that I cannot read anything, but I will attempt to fix that after I fly out of here. But so we'll kind of hop on into it. This is roughly what we're gonna go over, and so we'll start with our Slayville gaming, okay? So look at this. We just can't get away from it, you know. We're in GTA at one point. This is why you did this. Why I did what? What are you talking about? What did I do? I don't know what you're talking about. Glinda took me.
Oh, welcome, Gabby. You're just in time. They mentioned Glinda and Gabby appears. Look at that. No. Well, I'm not getting married just yet, but that's the thing, you know? What is every girl's dream, they say, if you're like from the 1950s? They say it's to get married. And what better way than getting married in a role-playing setting? And so I kind of have our gaming split up into like 3 categories. And so this sort of first category is role-playing games, right? And we've mainly been doing this with GTA, but I desire to do this with much more. And I want to, the bulk of this presentation is a commitment. So what I'm explaining throughout this is a commitment of what I'm trying to commit to, not just for stream, but also for myself. These are the things I'd like to do during this Baddie period. And so with the role-playing games, I know we've talked about almost all these things to some extent, but yeah, I think it's time that we commit to doing them with whatever help y'all can help me get through these. So I think we need to go on our dating and marriage arc. We've got to do it. As soon as I saw the wedding venue too, I was like, wow, perfect timing. Though I don't know if we'll have the wedding venue because it's in a trash server, but yeah, we need to be married. We also need to have an exit plan for the marriage. We got to know how we're going to get out of it not too long after we get in it, so we're not trapped, you know, to some random guy or girl. But we gotta, you know, we gotta get out of it somehow. But so we'll have it. I hope we can have a fun arc there to turn into things. Then of course we. What I'd also love to start doing, and we've talked about in the past, is doing acting out scenes. So as I was looking back on things we've done, I saw like Leroy and the Dick in a Box thing we did in DTI, and the Mario Kart we did, and so I think these are all fun things that we should start doing. So I'm hoping to push us in directions to do that also. Same with Minecraft. So I am going to spend next week getting Minecraft ready, and it's going to officially be Baddie Craft is what we're going to be calling it. I will be making a logo for the server, and to be honest, there's probably other people who have called it that already, so that's subject to change if there's an already very popular Baddie Craft one, but I'm sure there's a bajillion Baddie Crafts. So, but you know, we're going to go Baddie crafting either way. And of course, the big thing is I want Named Your World Gag City. Wait, that's so good. Maybe we go with that then. Could I steal that? Could we steal that? Ariana Craft. But so I as we get into this phase now, I'm committing to getting Minecraft ready so that way we can do our RP things. And then I really want to start Red Dead. I'd hope to get further along with the Baddie voice, and I think we're reaching a point where I maybe am comfortable enough to try Red Dead. So within this period soon, within the coming months, whoever has that, I'd like to start trying that out. See what we can do. But that's role-playing games. That's what we got for role-playing. However, role-playing is not the only type of gaming. As I said, you know, we have not only that role-playing is more of like our friend period type of gaming. We also had our host period, where it was more of like hosting a bunch of people together to play things as a community, you know? So we're gonna start doing going back to doing some more regular community gaming, games that have a little bit less barrier to entry. They don't require people to be constantly playing along with us. And so there's all sorts of games we could be doing this with, but what I'm trying to commit to is at least, is weekly, like about once a week, doing some sort of community game, right? Whether it's Gartic or Among Us or something in Roblox, you know, you never know. There's all sorts of these fun community games, some we haven't even played yet, where you can get dozens of people in or whatever to play together and slay. So we're bringing back some community gaming, hopefully doing weekly is what I'm going to be shooting for doing. We could actually, I leave it open what we do after stream today. So this is all, the period really kicks off on Sunday. today we, when we're done with this, we can see what we want to do. But that's community gaming. Now this one might look a little different. Does anyone know where we are? I'm a little scared being all the way up here. Like, where there's a lot of talk about rings, we're talking about getting married and now we're inside of a ring. No, this is not WoW. Oh, wow, that would have been, I could have added that here. It's not Lord of the Rings. This is where I need the others. See, this is why we're gonna have this night. We got to expand all of our horizon. The Baddie period, in many ways, is about learning how to express ourselves in new ways. And some of y'all have not had enough experience with these types of games. So we're gonna have Baddie Boys Live nights, otherwise known as BBL nights. And so we're gonna do occasionally, like maybe a couple, like once a month or twice a month, we'll do some it'll be BBL nights to cover all the boy games that they love, the classically boy games rather. So occasionally we're gonna start doing these, and again, I'm gonna try to make a logo and stuff for this so that way we can really push this concept. But we'll be playing these games that we've joked about doing, but I think we can have some fun in, like Halo or duels. I threw in there as this is kind of up there. COD, whatever. There's all sorts of things. Fortnite, Skate. We did Skate like a month ago, and it was interesting. So I thought maybe we could bring back Skate. I don't know, but this is where we're at right now. We're in a Halo world, so the music you should be hearing is Halo music. So yeah, so we're really looking forward to that. But stop, you actually want a Halo? Yes, no, it'll be fun. So we'll do that before the end of the month. We can have our first Baddie Boy night even if we want. I mean, the month's not that much long. Actually, with Thanksgiving, maybe we push it till December. But we'll have our first Baddie Boys night here, or our first Baddie Boys live night. Don't forget the live part. It's very important. Not just because it makes the acronym BBL, but because it's live, okay? We need people to know it's live, right? That's why it's important. But yeah, so that does it for our gaming. So that's kind of where we're at with gaming. But there's a lot more on stream I want to do than gaming. Gaming is, I think, a great way to bring all of us together in like a virtual world, but there's even more things. And to some extent, there are things that kind of bridge the gap where it's both gaming and it's IRL. So we'll look at some of those. So we've done this once before. It was kind of a test. I wanted to know how comfortable I'd feel. And it was actually so much fun. We played Just Dance and Sing It on stream. And there was a very specific reason I did those, because I wanted to test, kind of how I felt doing stuff like that. Because the whole idea, again, of the Baddie period is getting out of our comfort zone, trying to express ourselves in new ways, creative ways, fun ways, maybe ways we wanted to, And so this is where we're working on learning some Baddie moves, We're trying to get down, but it's not just dance. It's everything else. There could be just dancing, there could be sing it could be some drawing. I'm wanting to learn how to draw and sketch, so I thought we could work to draw and sketch. So it's a combination of sort of like gaming and IRL. And twerking, we could have a twerking day. The big thing is every single stream, we're gonna start or end. I think typically start, but if we start late or something, maybe we'll do it at the end of stream, depending on energy levels. But every single stream, I want to spend at least 30 minutes doing some lessons and learning Baddie moves. Probably, honestly, mostly like just dance and singing, probably for now, to learn dancing, and then sketching. But I'm open to so many things. I've joked about if I could get a group of people or something. IRL, if you guys would find it interesting, trying to get a pole dancing class or lesson, just live stream. I thought I've seen streamers do that, and it's always kind of funny. But But that would be a little bit separate. That's not what this is though. This is for daily, like 30 minutes to an hour of trying to learn to dance or do other baddie moves. But there's more. We've done all sorts of crafting, and I want to continue doing crafting. So we're gonna do more crafting, right? Here's my sewing machine that I've got set up. Although I'm in the process of setting up a better room. I actually hope to have it for this, but not quite yet. So we're gonna end up doing a lot of cunty crafting, and we've done some of it already. But this time I want to commit to doing some bi-weekly crafting. This is essentially what we've been doing now for since the UT outfit started. We've been essentially doing bi-weekly crafting sessions, like every other week, either dress up or crafting. And so there's a whole list of ideas we've talked about that we could be doing for crafting streams. So here's just a few of them here of things I want to craft on stream. And anyone can do it along with me or whatever. But so what I want to commit to doing is like bi-weekly crafting streams. We still have another UT game left, but even once the UT games are over, right, we got more. And that's because it's not just crafting, right? But it's even dress up. So like I said, we have one more UT game left, but even the UT football game, there's another thing I want to do, which is a Lady Vols basketball outfit, because they have blue with their orange. So I thought it'd be really fun to do that. And so I look forward to doing more dress up. I've loved what we're doing. So I kind of figure bi-weekly we're going to be doing dress up and crafting streams, but not just UT stuff, right? I had that list of crafting things, but also now that we have started trying clowns, we're going to do, once the UT season's over, we can do whatever we want. Sky's the limit. So I figure we can do clowns. We can do, I have the video idea for doing liminal spaces, where it's like outfits inspired by like a, childish, like a area. And then, of course, maybe even Megan the Mine. To be honest, I'm kind of open. Like the clown outfit felt like it was almost drag. And that made be like, maybe the UT clown outfit, I was like, maybe I could stomach Megan the Mine. The one problem with Megan the Mine is it's pretty, and the wig is like very critical, I feel like, for Megan the Mine. So it could be expensive or hard. So I might like have to consult some help first. She's been waiting a year. Well, it was never super serious at first, but I'd love more ideas on this. And there's not too much left, but if you notice, all these things we've mentioned up to this point even are things we've basically been doing, but I'm trying to commit or have done at some point, but I'm trying to commit to doing these on a more regular basis so you can have more clear expectations of what's occurring. Because while all of this stuff is not too big of a change, there are things that are going to change. And so that takes us to the next. Oh, sorry. You know how mall traffic is. It's super unpredictable, and you never know where you're gonna find a parking spot. Also my the nails made swapping out my control panel a lot harder than I was anticipating. But I'd originally actually thought about doing a outfit change throughout this whole thing. Like I thought like, oh, for the femboy period, I would quickly switch into like the peach wig. And then for the host period, I would switch into like the blazer I had and whatnot. But I was like, no, it's way too hard to change constantly. Maybe what I need to do is get this control panel attached. I need like a little stand right here that I can punch in on. So that way I don't have to take this off. But yes, so this is where we are becoming a baddie, right? So now we've got the baddie wig on, and there's a whole list of things I want to do, and sort of this is really a large meat of why it's the baddie period. And so I want to get my ears pierced finally. Right? I've talked about this before, and it's time to do it. We're gonna get. I'm gonna schedule as soon as basically after this presentation is done. I'm gonna be scheduling all these things. We're gonna get my ears pierced, and I'm gonna try to live stream it. We're gonna do voice training lessons, right? And I'm gonna try to live stream it so we can all watch it, see what it's like. We already did the nail one actually. That's why I told my sister when they wanted to do it, I was like, let me stream it because I already had it on the plan. But we can always do more nail appointments. You know, I did not do extensions last time. Maybe we try extensions. I've desired to try a professional wig install. So we have, like, I have a decent amount of experience in wigs now, but I've still thought I have a ton to learn. So I've thought it could be fun to like stream like with somebody. I don't know if there's really that many in Knoxville. I might even go down to like Atlanta where my sister lives, and maybe her and I could go to a professional place or something. But I thought it'd be fun to like get a professional install or lesson or something. Got your ears pierced at a flea market? Oh my gosh. That sounds just as bad as doing it at Claire's, or even worse than doing it at Claire's. Your first hold on at Walmart. That's the way you worded that statement is crazy. But the fact that it ends with Walmart even does not help. But congrats, Bree. But and then makeup, of course. I had so much fun doing the clown makeup. It solidified. That was now the 2 times I've tried makeup now, and both times were lots of fun. I really can't wait. The only thing I'm basically waiting on to experiment more with makeup is the next UT outfit where I'm gonna shave again. Because then we'll do makeup, I think, for that one outfit. We got to discuss that, what we want to do a little bit. But we'll do makeup for that one, and then I hope to play more with that. I actually also bought some magnetic lashes again. So after we experimented with those, I was like, I bet the newer ones are better. Because I bought the ones that I tried showing off like when those first came out. And now they're like, there's a bajillion different brands. So I bought one. The new ones I bought are so good. I literally put them on perfectly first try. I'll show you guys them later. But nonetheless, I don't know how well they stay on. I actually did accidentally knock one off when I was just testing them out. I only had them on or tried having them on for like an hour, but yeah, so now to give you an idea of how soon these things are starting, the ear piercing stream. I'm not the only baddie wanting to get my ears pierced. You know Ben, our friend Ben. He also wants to get his ears pierced. So we are going to tomorrow, we're getting together and we're gonna schedule a date. Okay, but to be clear, when I said date, by the way, I just mean he's got a girlfriend, just to be clear. So a date, like a day that we're gonna like call places and get a day set to, don't want to. Sorry, one time Ben and I went to this place called Carm. It's kind of like it's kind of like Goodwill, but it's a Knoxville specific Goodwill. And I was dressed up probably similar to this right now. I actually think I might have had these boots on. And Ben and I were walking around and I was looking at clothes, and he was just kind of following me because he was just humoring me as I was looking for clothes. And one of his sister's friend worked at this Carm and asked him afterwards, like, is Ben gay? like I saw him walking around with this very flamboyant man. Is that his boyfriend? And so of course, you know, they just found it funny, and it was like, you know, no, but yeah, no, but so Will, so that's why I felt the need to clarify there, but yeah, that might actually happen Tuesday. The date we were talking about on the phone is next Tuesday. So the ear piercing stream could happen as soon as Tuesday. Voice training lessons, I'm going to start emailing people this weekend, and the rest we'll do in time. But the voice training lesson, ironically, I have multiple people like bookmarked that I could reach out to, and I'll probably have to reach out to multiple, but the one that I was actually starting to think about since is like getting canceled or something. So that's ironic. So it's a good thing hey, procrastination helped in this case here, because we ended up not potentially getting a bad trainer. But so that kind of takes us through everything I'm hoping to cover in the next many months of the Baddie period. But there is like kind of one more thing where I think this is all kind of leading to, you know? What the frick? Why is the text already up here? Who left this up? Okay, well, I don't get to do my little reveal of the text, but sorry, I actually also kind of may have forgotten there was two more things. So one more thing, another thing is that I talked about we're doing community gaming, but I realized I don't want this all, you know, what's been so great about the host period and the friend period compared to the femboy period, but I love all three individually. But what's been so great is learning how people can come along on these journeys. Like, you know, these journeys we can work together, right? You guys have helped me be more comfortable with trying things like the voice experiment and GTA and whatnot, or makeup or nails or whatever. Like, I'm not sure I would have gone to those without the support. Like, it's actually crazy how much it helps to have people in a chat on your screen or something, being like, you know, egging you on in a good way. So I hope to return that a little bit. You know, I hope to try to have it be a reciprocal to some extent. And one thing I want to do is start to recognize where everyone's creativity lie. So I'm about to rework the Discord, and where I've been meaning for a while to do some cleanup of the channels. There's a bunch of redundant channels and old channels we don't use anymore. So I'm going to clean that up. But beyond that, I'm going to create new roles for various types of artists that I hope we can then leverage as we get deeper into the next 2026 and like trying out different things, like who are the visual artists that we could tag if we want to like make some community stuff, who is the performance artist we can call on to come act in a thing that we're putting on, right, who can make us some music, who can write us a story, who can craft us some cool items that I could use on in the village even, or something, you know. So I'm gonna, happy birthday, Yuki. That's right. So I'm going to work on these. I'm still trying to figure out exactly how many categories to have, because honestly, you could very easily balloon this into a bajillion. My target is like 8 different categories, but and then I'm also going to create, unrelated to the creative community, I also want to have I'm going to create more tags for video games that people are interested in, so that way when we go to play stuff, it's easier to get people's attention. So that might be something I lean on the mods potentially a little bit to help with too, is that anytime we switch to GTA, we ping the @GTA tag. We switch to Roblox, we ping @Roblox. We switch to Minecraft, we ping @Minecraft, all in the Discord. So I'm hoping to leverage this so that we can like come together a little bit better as the community. I'm really curious what emote you tried sending, because it shows up as just an X for me on my screen here, but I think that's just because my laptop's old. You'd help with that, Yuki? Okay, slay. Yeah, that'd be great. I could maybe at some point try to get a bot set up, but I fear a bot would like either do it too much or not enough. Like, because there's kind of nuance in there that I don't think a rigid bot would be able to handle. The salute. Oh, okay. Yes, slay. So that kind of wraps up the Baddie period. So that's about where we're at. But there's now where we're headed, you know? So there's one final thing I have to show. I've talked about this a bit on stream throughout a little bit. I've said I have this or that. So basically, you might have heard I've mentioned before that for the past, like, since I started making content, I've recorded like vlogs. Like I all the way back to my first TikTok, I was like recording my thoughts and opinions. At the time I started doing that, I thought I was capturing like just kind of, I was like, my thought was, honestly, what happened is I saw the Kanye West documentary where someone like followed him, your YouTube full, wait, more YouTube full video? Huh? I don't understand that message. But where like somebody documented following him, like, you know, trying to make it as a rapper. And I thought I could just do that myself now that I'm going to try making content. I thought best case scenario, I capture what it's like to succeed as a content creator. Worst case scenario, I capture the struggles of what it's like to fail to become a content creator. But what actually ended up happening is I learned that what I really ended up capturing through like 3 or 4 years of essentially just not daily, but like regularly, like having a diary of all my opinions, and thoughts rather, and emotions, more importantly, it became less about the content I was making and more about the changes to myself, the way I was growing, the way I was learning to express myself, the way I was learning to meet new people online. And so really what I felt like I ended up capturing was succeeding in growing. And so I want to cap off. I felt like I finally have a reason to use these videos for something. And so I want to cap, my hope is that at the end of this Baddie period, to me, the next 6 months, all those things I just outlined of what I want to do, to me, that is the third act, right? That's our final, or fourth act, I guess. I said it was 4 periods, but you know the saying. Anyways, this is our final stretch into, I think, what kind of concludes the growth. I mean, it doesn't conclude the growth, but kind of helps we reach a clear point. And so I prepared a little teaser of what this could look like, but I hope to, at the end of this period and later in 2026, actually go back and use all the vlogs I've made, all the voice memos and notes I've recorded, and all the content we've made, and find the story there about what it was kind of like to, I guess, become a baddie, you could say. I thought that's a funny way we've been putting it. I don't know what this would be called yet or anything, but so I've kind of put together a little teaser of what that might look like. So, anyways, thanks for listening through the presentation, and here's a short little teaser. Man, I can't believe I'm so nervous about this, but I'm about to make my first TikTok post. See, look, here it is. Waiting to be, can I flip this?
And why aren't you in uniform?
Do you wear wigs?
No, I do not.
Will you wear wigs?
Maybe.
When will you wear wigs?
I kinda like it. It's like it doesn't seem like I should, but for some reason, I kinda do.
So I'm wearing this Viking helmet because I don't want to show my post wig hair, I guess. This one's the most expensive one yet. Don't know
How to feel about all this.
Yeah, I'm just gonna wear a wig to work within the month. But I can't bring myself to do it. Feel so much more certain on where I'm going now. It's just a matter of getting there. I completely reorganized my closet with the help of a friend. Plan to start live streaming from here. How do we compare? Wonderful.
Round of applause for everyone. Wait, so how do I talk in this game?
Say, oh my god, my coochie's out.
Oh my god, my coochie's out. No, I can't.
I'm just trying to sound like myself. You ever heard of individuality? I've practiced the other day, but it's still weird.
These aren't happy tears, but like I constantly try to think of something else, and so it's like I guess this is technically my first like baddie costume Halloween. I love it though.
I want to kick off the Baddie period. I really like to do my Baddie period announcement. We're entering a new period of live streaming right now. It starts today. So what better way to describe this period than as the Baddie period?
I forgot that would be like that. Hello, I'm back. Sorry. I wanted to record my thoughts immediately after in between, so I stopped to record another one of those vlogs. Maybe you'll see it in 6 months. I wasn't planning to do that, but after seeing y'all's reaction, I was like, oh, this feels good. Yeah, thank you all. Too kind. You're too kind. You sobbing, just vlogging. Yeah, I did my sobbing. I've rewatched that video too many times. Not enough, actually, but there were much of like even there at the final when I exported that at what time did I start stream? I started stream at 10:30. When I exported it at like 10:15, I was like, there were so many things. I was like, oh, I should really fix the timing of this text. It's a little too quick. You can't quite read it. Or, oh, that thing is not aligned. And I was like, no, we gotta. I can't put it off any longer. But like, oh, I don't like how you had that worded. But adopt you. No. You don't want me to adopt you. Have you seen my house? You'd never be fed. That's the thing. If I adopted you right now, you would starve. I have a child now. Yeah. Wow. It's funny how ironic this discussion is, but yeah, no, I do actually desperately want children at some point, and I've said I might just who knows? Maybe I will just go adopt some children at some point. Maybe I'll make a foster home. What would be a fun name? Henry's foster home, like the foster's home for imaginary friends. Right? I already have a foster home for imaginary friends. Got plenty of those here. All those noises where I'm constantly like, that's just Jeffrey up there. I tell him to stay quiet while I'm streaming, but when he makes that noise, I have to give him the stink eye. Fort Femi. Want to be the first person? You giving her hope? No, I can't. Right now, I genuinely, you actually would starve. I'm not joking. I barely have enough food for myself, and I don't eat enough. I've lost 20 pounds since I quit my job. And I was already skinny. So yeah, we're gonna fix that, soon enough, but hey, it saved money, But yeah, I'm glad you guys liked the video. Honestly, that's actually what ended up taking so long. And that's why that video is the whole reason I delayed the presentation. So originally I was gonna do the village reveal, then do like kind of a more brief version of explaining the Baddie period, and then show that video. But I was attempting to edit that video together in like the hour or two before the village reveal a week ago, and I just like, no, this is like, I was like, I don't want it to be crap. I want to spend more time on it, and so I spent more time. Honestly, the hard part about that video is I am not joking. Like, I don't know if you saw the text in there, because it does come really fast. I actually have over 500 vlogs, and they range anywhere from 5 minutes, or like 30 seconds, 5 seconds even, 5 seconds probably. Like, I would say average short ones are like 30 seconds long or something, to 30 minutes vlogs. Some things are like 6 hours long, but I don't really count those as vlogs. That's more like when I was working on the village, like that's one of the 500 that I'm counting. But like, I would just like turn the camera on almost as if I'm live streaming, and then work on the village, and so I had the yap throughout it as if I was live streaming, but it was just recorded instead. So there is some stuff like that, but that's not as critical. But so it's gonna be, it is just editing that video was very difficult. So editing like an actual story out of all this stuff is gonna be very, very, very hard. So, and I don't know what type of situation I'll be in. later in 2026. I don't know if you know what I'll be doing for income, so and how much time I'll have. But I'm still like I like at this point feel very determined to do it. The big thing is the meat of the video actually is I recorded a bunch of vlogs when I was going to shave my head, and like I had been planning to make a video about what it was like to lose hair, experiment with wigs, you know, and shave head to start wearing wigs full time. What it's like to wear wigs out in public for the first time, that sort of stuff. But I couldn't figure out how to end the video. That was where I got stuck. I didn't know how do I end this video because I wore the wig to work. That was like the big moment. Is I shaved my head. The only place I wasn't wearing wigs was at work because I was worried about how people would react. And it went totally fine, and people reacted great. But I still didn't feel like the story was over or complete. And so that's where this Baddie period idea kind of eventually came to life. I mean, this was a year ago that I was stuck trying to figure out how do I end that video. But over the past really few months of us playing games and you guys helping push me out of my comfort zone a little bit, made me realize like, oh, okay, I just need to push as far as I can. The wigs weren't enough. We're just gonna keep pushing it, and that's where this I think story goes. Make us cry all over. I'm shocked, you guys. It was funny. I did not expect y'all to say that you were crying. You started crying or saying you were crying before I even showed myself crying on stream. I included that clip of me crying. I mean, I don't have many of those because honestly, most of the time you cry, you don't have like your camera handy. But there happened to be a couple times where like emotions just hit me in the middle of recording a vlog. Like that was in the middle of like a 30-minute thing. I was just talking and then it just still emotional. Well, that's good to know. Okay, yeah. So I'll be posting that video as its own thing late this weekend, hopefully. I one of the reasons one of the big reasons I did not want to push this Baddie period, and I can move this now. I couldn't move this because of my trick for teleporting out of here. I needed it to be very still, but I can move it a little bit now. Okay. Yeah, so this is why the room looks smaller. It's just the angle, really. But oh, my friend's calling me. I'll call him back in a minute. I don't know why he's calling me. He should know I'm streaming. He's usually good about knowing that. Hopefully it's not an emergency. I'm gonna wait and see if he leaves a message. But you were emo from watching you so clearly gain confidence throughout those clips. Oh wow, okay, that's cool. Yeah, so I didn't want to delay this Baddie period announcement. One, because I just want to finally do these things. Like, you guys have been asking to do Just Dance, and in my head I've been like, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. Or you've been asking to do singing. I'm like, we're gonna do it. In fact, we're gonna do it every single day. We're gonna do it so much you're gonna get tired of it. Just like DTI. But like for me it seemed important to like announce all this at once, but Gucci cameo made the cut. I mean, that phrase was the first phrase I attempted to say in public in the Baddie voice. It could have been, I was determined to use the first phrase. It could have been anything. Well, technically, when I watched back the clips, I guess technically I said frig. Like, you guys pointed that out. I kind of went like, frig, or something, you know? But that didn't seem, that wasn't, well, one, it was kind of hard to hear, but two, so that was a good clip. Non-verbal the first two times. Yeah, it's funny because I was pretty non-verbal even playing as the mask character, because I just didn't feel comfortable talking like then either. I don't know, but yeah. So yeah, it was a lot to find clips and edit because there's so many more. I basically just went off memory. Like I did not have time to, and I'm not really making that video yet, so I did not go. There's probably better clips I could use. So like if and when I go to edit this into like a short film, the real trailer for it might have even better, more emotional stuff. But I'm glad you like it. That makes me feel good. So because I didn't know how it was gonna come across. I didn't know the whole presentation. To me, it's like these presentations I'm doing, are the whole point is to, is like there should be like a main purpose for each presentation. I've now done 3. I don't know why I ended up doing so many, but the first one, the big purpose was to announce, was to show off Baddie the Builder. It was revealing Baddie the Builder and announcing the date for the village reveal with all the stuff coming. Then the second presentation, which because this ended up being 2 different ones, was all about the village reveal, right? Which, looking back on that presentation, that was an hour long. And then I don't know how long did this one end up being? Oh, this is also over an hour. And then this one, the big point, since I had already revealed the Baddie period, there was all the details of it, but the big point was that video at the end. So documentary. There's moments where I'm like, dang, I wish I had recorded my thoughts here or there or something. Like I went back to look for a moment where like I knew something occurred and I didn't have a vlog then, and I was like, oh man. And I'm sure I discussed it in like a vlog maybe a week or 2 later than that date, but trying to figure out which one and stuff was hard. So I don't know. I might have like, ideally is many months from now I'm to a point of success or have a income that I could like pay people to help me dig through all these, but I don't know where I'll be in the middle of 2026, but okay, so I think I actually might, so so now we can get into gaming and stuff. So we're not ending stream. Sorry, I saw somebody say don't end. That's why I tried to put after thanks for watching, like, we're coming back. I just knew I would need a moment. But I might restart the stream or something. I'm tempted to like break the VOD. I mean, I have it recorded separately, but I figure I might break the VOD now, so that way it's like just a VOD of all the discussion about this. Any other questions or anything? So that way it can be included here. I mean, you can still ask about it afterwards, but break it. You're like, let's get to GTA. You're like, okay, enough of this. Like, okay, you had your moment. It's time to go into the game that I'm banned from. No notes. Okay. Oh, my nails? Yeah, I did. I did the cloud nails. I actually, oh wait, no, here, I'll do RAR, that's what it was. Wait! Me and Volasaur. RAR. RAR. You're jealous? You could buy these off Etsy. They were like, I don't remember, it was a long time ago I bought them. They were not expensive. They were like $15 or something, I think. Carmen didn't do nothing. I know. Has that guy responded yet, or is he still just ignoring you? I saw he was back online. They closed my ticket finally, like Bree predicted. Fear you've had the same nails before. We could be matching. Get those same nails now. In hindsight, I should have. Well, I really liked letting Yuki pick the colors. Although I still, somehow I think picked not the colors Yuki wanted. But I consider in hindsight, I was like, oh, I should have asked them to make this design. But he said looking into it again. Wow. Yeah, if it ultimately doesn't work out, even if we quit Concrete because of all this, we should all submit staff complaints against Drew. Because this is just ridiculous. Like, it shouldn't even take this long. The fact they're not taking you seriously is ridiculous. Like, that's Like now we just know that at any point we could just be banned for days for no reason. Like that's what's so frustrating. Okay, let me swap the VODs. So here, I'm gonna end stream real quick. I'll be back in just a second. Yeah, this way we'll just end stream on everything. I was gonna try to maybe just end YouTube, but this way we'll end everything. Find Drew and rob him. At least we didn't have anything important. The one downside, Bree, though, is I don't know if you saw, but we just discovered at the end of the day yesterday, they added all these cute Christmas clothes. Like so many. Like 2 dozen. Dozens of items. Such a shame. You have a feeling it was Andrew? I'm honestly kind of thinking that too. I wasn't sure at first, but why would he target you though? That's what I don't understand. Honestly, to some extent, I wonder if I was like, I don't know if this is just my narcissism or not, but I was like, maybe they were trying to get rid of me. But I think that's just my narcissism. But it would make most sense if it were Andrew that they'd be targeting Gabby. That's the thing. Like the one that makes most sense if it were Andrew would be targeting Gabby, but I don't know. But I'm kind of always like the odd one out in the crew. Other cities will have it. Okay, slay. Good. From The Sims. They suck balls. Yep. Okay, I'll be back and here, should we Mr. T us out still? Oh, that's really loud because I was watching the thing. I'll be back in just a moment. We're gonna just restart stream so we break the VOD. Bye. BRB, rather not really bye. BRB. BRB.